Hello and welcome to the St. John's Clay Collective. This is an orientation video for the community space with social distancing. In this room we will have our punch card access for open studio. We've arranged the space so everyone has at least 6 feet of social distance while in the studio. Here are the shelves where you'll pick up your work once they've come out of the kiln. We have a shelf that's just for greenware for when you want work fired. And we have a measuring space where you can measure your work to fill out fire slips. When you're ready to wash your wheel, we've changed things a little bit than before. If you were in the studio previously, before quarantine, you're going to take your drip pan and your tools and your wash bucket over to the slurry bucket here. I recommend using as much of your throwing water, if it's not too much slurry, as possible to just wipe down and get as much of the clay off of your drip pan and bucket and tools and into the slurry bucket as possible. We want to try to avoid putting too much clay down the old pipes of this building. Once you've got the bulk of the clay off, you're going to bring them over to this wash basin. Go ahead and put the plug in the basin and use the hose water to give yourself some fresh, clean water to wash off your tools, your bucket, and your drip pan. We like to reduce as much clay residue in the space as possible that could potentially become clay dust, which is very hazardous and harmful to breathe. And please wear your face mask in the studio at all times, especially if there are other people present. And we will try to keep sanitizer available for you by the wash station. Go ahead and use this wash station to clean off your arms and hands and bulk most of that clay bulk. Wash it down the sink there, and go ahead and fill a bucket about quarter to half full of clean water and a clean rag, and this is what you're going to use to wash your wheel. Get the top, the sides, and the legs, all the undercarriage. Please make sure that your wheel is off at this point. Also wiping down your pedal and your stool. Now we're ready for the final rinse. In the studio there will be a common bleach bucket for people to use. Please go ahead and give your wheel, your stool, drip pans, and bucket a once over with this bleach water. And this is how your wheel should look when you're all done and clean. Everything up and off of the floor so the lab tech can come in at the end of the day and give all the common surfaces and floor a good clean. Now that wash bucket water that you used for your wheel can go down the hall to the utility sink. There's so little clay in the water at that point that it's not going to harm the pipes and should just go right into that clay trap that we have. But again, it is an old building, so we want to try and keep as much clay in the studio as possible. Then with your rag that you use to clean, go ahead and put it right in the dirty bucket, and we will wash it for you for next time. See you in the studio.